what's his name? Phil Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
When he speaks about his Christian beliefs, he's a bigot, of course, because according to the left, Christians, Christianity, that is a religion of hate.
Right.
Hatred and bigotry across the board.
Right.
And they've got to point it out. There's a reality show about this family called the Duggars. Apparently, they believe in being fruitful and multiplying. And one of the girls had come out of the Holocaust Museum, and she was, really struck by the disregard for life.
Mm-hmm.
And she made a comment, about her being pro-life and, murdering people that they consider subhuman.
Well, she actually
or less than human.
Mentioned, killing innocents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if the word abortion was even mentioned in the statement that she made.
No,
because I read it.
It was a pro-life.
She did tag
statement.
It #pro-life.
And Cosmo, that Heifer's magazine.
Yeah.
Boy, they trashed her. I mean, said she need to keep her bleepity-bleeping Christian beliefs to herself and how hateful Christians are and all of this kind of stuff. But these Muslims can say whatever they want to. They can behead people in this country, and it's just workplace violence.
The thing is, the Muslims, they don't just talk about it.
No, they do it.
They do it.
I have yet to see on the news where a Christian has said something about homosexuality or gay marriage, something like that, and then went and killed a bunch of them. Now, I have seen where a homosexual went into a Christian organization and opened fire on them for speaking out. I have seen them cause such a firestorm of hatred against the CEO of an internet company that he was forced to step down. I have seen them try to ruin Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A.
And basically the whole Duck Dynasty.
Whole Duck Dynasty family.
Duck Commander, Buck Commander, all that.
I see them doing it all the time, but you've never seen any of these Christians that they talk about actually do anything harmful to anybody. But listen at Bill Maher, man. He nails it.
And finally, new rule, the Pennsylvania teenager who faces up to 2 years in jail for disrespecting this statue of Jesus must show us he's really got balls and try it with a statue of Muhammad. Oh, don't fucking start with me, because it's going to get worse right now.
I apologize for Bill's language.
Actually, that's a trick question, because there are no statues of Muhammad, because if you made one, there'd be a fatwa and you'd wind up dead. Now, folks, I know, as difficult as it is to face this issue, it is important for us as Americans to remember what we stand for. Of all the iconic American images in our history, there's no picture that makes my heart swell with patriotism quite like this one. Because this kid is not going to get killed for this. He's not even going to jail. Yes, there's some local dumbass DA trying to throw the book at him, but come on, he's a kid. He's just doing what kids do, making Jesus blow them. USA! 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 It may not be in good taste. I certainly don't condone this type of behavior. Praying, I mean. But it speaks volumes about why liberal Western culture is not just different, it's better. President Obama keeps insisting that ISIS is not Islamic. Well, maybe they don't practice the Muslim faith the same way he does. But if vast numbers of Muslims across the world believe, and they do, that humans deserve to die for merely holding a different idea, or drawing a cartoon, or writing a book, or eloping with the wrong person, not only does the Muslim world have something in common with ISIS, it has too much in common with ISIS. There's so much talk. You can applaud, sure. There's so much talk about wiping out ISIS. You can't. Not with bombs. You can only expose that something is a bad idea, like extended warranties. Cultures are different. It's okay to judge that rule of law isn't just different than theocracy. It's better. If you don't see that, you're either a religious fanatic or a masochist. But one thing you are certainly not is a liberal. To count yourself as a liberal, you have to stand up for liberal principles, free speech, separation of church and state. Freedom to practice any religion or no religion without the threat of violence. Respect for minorities, including homosexuals. Equality for women. It amazes me how here in America we go nuts over the tiniest violations of these values, while gross atrocities are ignored across the world. Jonah Hill yells, "Suck my dick, faggot," at the paparazzi, and an entire nation goes into Twitter outrage until he is forced to perform that most debasing of acts, the talk show apology tour. Meanwhile, in 10 countries, actually sucking a dick can get you stoned, and not in a good way. We hear a lot about the Republican war on women. It's not cool Rush Limbaugh called somebody a slut. Okay. But Saudi women can't vote or drive or hold a job or leave the house without a man. Overwhelming majorities in every Muslim country say a wife is always obliged to obey her husband. That all seems like a bigger issue than evangelical Christian bakeries refusing to make gay wedding cakes. "91% of Egyptian women have had their clitorises forcibly removed. 98% of Somalian women have. Ayan Hirsi Ali grew up in Somalia and is one of them. She was scheduled to speak at Yale last week, but the school's atheist organization, My People, complained that she, quote, did not represent the totality of the ex-Muslim experience. Meaning what? The women who like mutilation? You're atheists. You should be attacking religion, not siding with the people who hold women down and violate them, which apparently you will defend in the name of multiculturalism, and then lose your shit when someone refers to Chaz Bono by the wrong pronoun.
I don't agree with Maher's take on religion or Christians or even his excessive use of foul language. But he nails this when he's talking about and saying, you know, how are you calling yourself a liberal? Because by very definition, as a liberal, that means that people should be able to practice whatever religion they want or no religion, and it should be okay with you. You should embrace the First Amendment right to free speech more than anybody, even more than a conservative, by the very definition of being a liberal. But Phil Robinson, somebody asks him a point-blank question about how he feels about homosexuality. He gives a biblical reference and says, this is what I base my beliefs on. And he goes out of his way to say, now, I don't hate homosexuals. Matter of fact, I love them. But I don't agree with their lifestyle. Bill Robinson is demonized on the left. The left tried to ruin them. The president of Chick-fil-A makes a donation to a anti-gay marriage group or whatever, some an organization that promotes a marriage being between a man and a woman, and they try to shut Chick-fil-A down. Now, they didn't. The people from Hobby Lobby who provide contraception, with their insurance to all of their employees, with the exception of those types of birth control that would result in an abortion, and they try to shut Hobby Lobby down completely. Cosmo magazine, we were just talking about it. The young Duggar girl has a hashtag pro-life.
Mm-hmm. She talks about her mistake was she started talking about the sanctity of all life, including that's not
those that can't speak for themselves.
Well, yeah, like the ones that the life that is still in the womb.
She came out about her pregnancy at 12 weeks. That's all. Came out, told the world she was pregnant at 12 weeks. And she was demonized just for that.
Because she got
pregnant. Just for that.
Because she didn't have an abortion.
Rush Limbaugh calls Sandra Fluck, a woman who said she spent $3,000 a year on contraception, calls her a slut. He should be taken off the air. There right now is an active campaign by the left to intimidate all of Rush Limbaugh's advertisers into pulling their advertising away from Rush Limbaugh because he dared call Sandra Fluck what she was, a cheap, dirty slut. Maybe he didn't add cheap and dirty. That's just mine. Go ahead and pull my advertisers. I don't care. I'm still going to speak. But the amount of hypocrisy coming out of the left is mind-blowing. And they dare to call themselves a liberal.
Well, we know what they really are, Marty. They're progressives.
And they're filled with hatred and bigotry all their own.
Mm-hmm.
They hate Christians.
Yep.
Period. They hate them. They hate anyone that doesn't believe in the killing of an unborn child, whether they're Christians or not. Because believe it or not, there are atheists, and a lot of them, that don't believe in abortions.
And that don't want to pay.
But yeah, they don't want to pay for anybody to do it.
Planned Parenthood gets tax dollars.
Yep.
And they murder babies. And as Christians, us having a problem with our tax dollars
funding
going to Planned Parenthood, we're just consumed with hate.
Yeah.
We're
but
racist.
Now, they make no bones about their hatred of us. But their hatred of Christians is okay. That's acceptable.
Right.
But you're not even allowed in their world
to disagree.
To call a Muslim that beheads a woman at the on the job, shouting Allahu Akbar while he does it. We're not allowed to call him a terrorist because that would make you a bigot.
That was workplace violence.
Their hypocrisy is mind-blowing. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that